Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Carrie and I had some unforeseen occurrences come to bay. We were just joking that these are the challenges. This is what helps us get through our challenges. We're both very calm.
Yes.
Very
We're going
patient.
with the flow.
Yeah. So I appreciate you doing some problem solving with me and being patient with me. So we were talking about, I believe, life coaching, yoga, real estate, pivoting, something around that genre. Do you know exactly?
Yeah, I think it was just like you don't have to be pigeonholed or stuck into like where you were or what you thought you wanted for your life. If it's not filling your cup and making you feel like alive, and then it doesn't mean you necessarily have to walk away from it. Maybe give it some energy, maybe try some new things with it. But after some time and energy, if it's still not working, don't feel like you can't move on to something new.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love for you to talk about like maybe the three main steps that you've taken to kind of make the positive changes in your life mentally, emotionally. A lot of times people know, they're like, okay, I get it. Do more positive, or, purpose, passion, got it. But like, what's the first step? Can you kind of give us maybe like the first three generic steps that you kind of took towards walking into this new lifestyle?
Okay. Well, kind of I described it. At first I had to just pause, right? And I had to assess where I was and assess where I wanted to be, and were those aligning? And so at first I had to just accept that like I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I had to come to that realization and allowing myself to pivot. I think that's the first step. It's just allowing yourself to pivot. I feel like that's where a lot of people get stuck in a very unhappy life for a long time. They don't allow themselves to pivot. So I think I allowed myself to pivot. I really opened myself up to new. I didn't hold myself back to like, well, that's not for me, or I've never tried that, or I don't know, like that's scary, I'm not gonna go there. I really leaned into the uncomfortable and taught myself to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? And that's when you grow. So it's like there's like this saying like comfort zone is great, but nothing great ever grows there. And so when I started,
Oh, that's good. Wait, say that again.
yeah,
Say it
so
again.
your comfort zone is great, but great ever grows there. And so
Yes.
it's fine if you're in that time in your life where you need to be comfort and you need to stay there, by all means stay there. But when you're ready to get out of your comfort zone and allow yourself to grow, magic happens. And so I think that's really, I got out of my own way and got out of like feeling like I no longer cared what people thought about me. I cared about how I felt and about what was best for my family and for my boys. And when I got to that point, allowed myself to grow, like they grew, like it's crazy how I feel like they're 14 and 16 and they're thinking about what they want to do with life and what kind of careers they want to make, what kind of contributions they want to have, and what kind of relationships they want to have. They really talk and think very open-mindedly, but very, very forward growth thinking. And they've already, like my son thought about, possibly building houses or becoming an architect. And so he's already like gotten a job to explore that.
Wow.
I wish I had that. I went through 4 years of college and still didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was so grateful that my journey stumbled me along to find goal setting and growth mindset. So I think, allowing yourself to go there, I feel like getting out of your comfort zone, allowing yourself to grow and try new things, and then just, really following your heart. And I feel like following your heart, trusting in the universe, they're kind of both the same thing. They're both a higher vibration. When you allow yourself to go to that higher vibration of opening up to love, passion, purpose, enlightenment, higher power, you just go up.
I
So.
agree with you. I agree with you. What do you think are some lessons that people can learn from your life?
I don't know, honestly. I like realizing that like life is short, and finding gratitude no matter where you are.
I think that's a great one.
And not just settling for status quo. My mom always taught me like settle for more. And
Oh, that's a good one.
so that's really helped me like don't just settle for status quo, like settle for more, settle for your dream life, because the at the end of the day, we're only here once. So why not settle for more, settle for your dreams, only settle for more.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good one for the young females that are watching who are feeling the pressure of marriage and babies and possibly with somebody who isn't their ideal, or, settling, like what you're saying, just to get the ring, just to get the wedding, just to keep up with their friends. So that in itself is a good lesson from mom.
Yeah, and that was yoga taught me that is it teaches you to let go of attachment, right? And even though you learn these lessons, it still happens. Like I even noticed it, I feel like last week or so. I was noticing that I was holding on to attachment to something, and I was like, why am I feeling this way? Like why? And it's because I was holding on to attachment, an outcome that I wanted, and it wasn't manifesting in that way. And so I was holding on to it. And when I just realized, you know what, like I need to release this attachment. Whatever's meant to be will come my way. When I released the outcome, it started manifesting. So it's kind of crazy. That's another big lesson, is just to learn to release your resistance. If things aren't happening how you want, maybe they're happening for you, not to you, to lead you to an even better place than you can imagine for yourself. Like I would have never, I was happy, like living in a nice home, raising my boys, like not having to work. I was happy, but I just wasn't like fully living to my potential. And once I realized like life is short, like what do I want to be known for? What I want my legacy to be? What kind of role model do I want to be for my boys? And I started like getting out of my comfort zone, trying new things, allowing myself to grow. I feel like I became a better role model for them. I became a better mom. I became happier, more enlightened. I've accomplished so many goals that, I mean, if you would have asked me, 10 years ago, would I ever start a business? Heck no. Be constantly reaching out to new people and expanding, a business? Probably not.
But I crazy.
Podcast, I mean, no, I was still kind of, and so, but now like I love it, and I constantly lean into the unfamiliar, and I grow and I learn, and yeah, it's just been fun. It's been a really fun journey, giving up the resistance and just going with the flow, following my heart, and seeing what the universe brings me.
Absolutely. And always trying new things.
Yeah.
Always trying new things. You're not putting yourself in any sort of box. And I love that. Yeah. It's wherever your life takes you. So I know, yoga came and went, and you've mentioned real estate a few times. Can you kind of tell us your business, what you do, and, what you're doing for humankind?
Yeah. So I love, so when you get your real estate license, you're an independent contractor. So it's like I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm still very much in charge of my marketing and, growing my business. But you hang your license at a brokerage. And so mine's with eXp Realty. We are a cloud-based brokerage, and we are global and fastly expanding. So the thing I love about it is it really brings my passion and purpose and background just into a new vehicle that allows me more time freedom. And I'm growing to be more financial freedom for my boys. So my boys are my why. Yeah, so I love it that I can work with clients. I'm licensed in Iowa, so I can help people with selling a home, buying a home, or building their dream homes, actually, like my favorite passion. And just helping them move blissfully through the transition process. It can be a very emotional process. Some people are going through divorce, they're going through loss of a loved one, all these different things that I've already been through and have life experience, they're going through as they're selling and buying real estate as well. So that's been super fun. And then I can also bring my coaching background. So I got it certified as a coach along my journey. And just, I love people development. I love helping people dive inward and find their inner confidence. And I love collaboration. I love that our brokerage is global, so it's great. I've had many referrals.
Wow.
Globally, I can refer, to other places and they can refer to me. So that's been great. We also have this thing called revenue share. So it creates a very collaborative culture. So that's really what I'm focusing on now that I've become very confident with becoming a real estate agent and, growing my referrals and my relationships. So that I'm really working on growing a global team. So we can be a rev share team globally. Help each other grow with coaching, mindset, accountability, as well as rev share. So we get like passive income. So it could help with financial freedom. So our brokerage is a little different where it really has the agent in mind and helps set you up for a retirement plan. So that's what's been super fun is I'm really starting to grow that. And I've had people that are starting to come over in January that are already agents and some that are not even agents. They just recently got their license and they're just kind of in that I don't know stage and just really leaning in towards finding their passion and their purpose. And they're like, I want something with, that gives me time freedom, but that can also help people. Financial freedom as well. And so, and they're very collaborative and growth mindset and to try new things. And so I have some people coming on that aren't even, haven't been agents previously. They're just now getting their license. So it's been super fun. And when they join me, they don't only get me, they get everyone on my rev share team. So I have a lot of great, I have like Jean Frederick, Sean Kokoska, Tim and Julie Harris, Brent Gove, a lot of humongous people with high producing careers in real estate, as well as career real estate coaches that give anyone that joins me on my team coaching and accountability and collaboration, referrals and stuff as well. So it's been super fun. I feel like my whole journey has kind of like led me to here as I used to, lead big teams as I used to work at Pottery Barn and stuff in my old corporate days after college. And I've really helped people, dive in and find their confidence and find, higher vibration and their passion and their purpose when I was doing more coaching and yoga. And so I'm just kind of shifting that into a vehicle that helps me have a little bit more time freedom so that I can enjoy that life balance with my boys.
That's awesome. Has your husband said anything as far, because he knew your old you. So has he ever said anything that kind of like where he sees a difference or a change or a transformation at all? Or no?
No.
No?
You know what has, no, I don't think he has. Other people have in my life. Definitely my boys have. I would say, he used to refer, a lot of times he'd come like over to see them or something. And he'd snap that like something like I wasn't done, like I was a stay-at-home mom still. And I finally had to tell him, you know what, I'm not a stay-at-home mom anymore. I'm growing like a company and stuff. And yes, I don't even think he really realized at first. So I don't know that he is really, but I mean, I feel like we have grown more as friendship now, and we do like help each other with, business occasionally, or, just supporting one another. I think a little bit through we did that is because we're both entrepreneurs. And at the end of the day, we just want the best for our boys.
That's great. That's great. Listen, I so appreciate you coming on here and, speaking so candidly about, some of your journey and the things that you've been through and where you are now. And I'm so proud of your growth. I think that a lot of times people in similar situations as you, as far as, you know, growing up with a quote unquote fairy tale type beginning and then kind of falling into a whirlwind of stuff. I think certain individuals may not have grasped it the way that you did, and grew from it the way that you did. So I so appreciate that. And I know that your boys are benefiting from the person that you are now. And I think that that is phenomenal, because we have such a responsibility as parents and as moms to make sure that you know, we're doing our best to show a strong path for our young ones to grow up into. And I think that what you've done is phenomenal.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. This has been fun to explore. And honestly, like, I feel like it's really helped me realize that I have grown.
Yes.
Don't stop, pause, and celebrate the successes. And so
Yes.
it's been
Yeah.
super fun. And then
Yeah.
one other thing I can say that I feel like yoga helped me too was just kind of the mindset of being a victim or a warrior. And I feel like that is kind of what you were saying is, you know, life happens to us, all of us. Like,
Yep.
it's part of life. I think it teaches us to like find our strength and, you know, find like our purpose. And I feel like we can either stay stuck and like let it weigh us down for the rest of our life, which sadly does happen to a lot of people. But the thing that coaching taught me is it doesn't have to be. You can explore those things, you can release those limiting beliefs that have been put upon you and use it as motivation to really grow. And really the sky is the limit. You are the only thing holding yourself back.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that that is actually a great segue into the last question. You may even reiterate yourself on some of that, but I kind of wanted to get your advice as far as speaking, you know, directly to the people who are watching now live, or, you know, individuals that are going to be watching it on the replay, as far as, you know, females who are struggling in their home life. um, you know, mid 30s, they're looking around and they're thinking to themselves, this is not what I was expecting. This is not what I want. I feel like I'm settling. What would be some advice that you'd give them?
Well, are you there?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
sorry, someone tried to call me.
That's fine.
That's my life. What I would give them, I'm sorry, what was your question again? My phone.
As far as females who are sitting at home right now and they're just thinking to themselves, this is, I am not living to my full potential. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm married, I've got children, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Not feeling good. What would be some advice you'd give to them?
I would say, like, you know, let go of judgments.
I agree.
On yourself. Like, life happens, right? And just because that's where you are, it doesn't mean that's where you have to stay. And it doesn't mean you have to walk out. Like, maybe explore, you know, go inward and journal about what you want out of life. What would your ideal life look and feel like? And then take that to your partner and say, like, what does their ideal life look and feel like? And where can you marry the two? And, you know, give it some tries. Another great book that I came across in my path for relationships was Love Languages, the 5 Love Languages. And that was very interesting because honestly, my ex and I had very opposite love languages, which was a problem. We really tried, like, because like his was gifts. He was like buying me things, which was great. But I wanted quality time, you know? And so like we just weren't jiving on, you know, how we perceived love. So that's a big thing that you could explore with that book, and just, you know, come together and see if you can work on it first and give it some time. But don't feel bad if it's not gonna be. And know that, like, you know, you can do anything that you put your mind to, and just don't pigeonhole yourself that that's where you have to stay. If you have given it the time, you have given it the patience, you've given it some exploring, and it's still not where it's supposed to be. And as far as career, again, just let go of judgment and know that like it's okay. It's okay to get to a spot. I don't think you know, I think a lot of people think success is like it's just like this, right? Like you start here and it's just gonna like you're just gonna do you're gonna be to the ideal world. And that's honestly kind of how my life was. And then all of a sudden I was like, but wait, this isn't feeling great anymore. And so you know, you can stay miserable. You can, that's an option. Yeah. Or you can do something about it, and you can explore and, you know, collaborate, whether it's, you know, finding a different career or working with your partner to fix it or finding a new partner, and you can choose to grow. And so really success looks like all this and then it goes up again, you know? And so I think that's just part of our journey.
I totally agree with that 100%. And I think it's important for people to kind of come to that realization that it's not always a straight line. And even when you're looking at other people and it seems like it was a straight line.
I'm sure, like, you know, we all try to put our best foot forward on social media and, you know, put ourselves out there, our best foot forward in our job and in our community. And, you know, life is messy. It really is. And it's raw. It's nice, but it's also very beautiful. And I feel like the more that you can learn from those experiences and allow yourself to grow from those experiences, the more enlightened you will begin to feel.
Definitely, definitely. And to go along with that, listening to stories like yours, where, you know, there are people all over the place who had everything going all of the ways. And then all of a sudden they're hitting a spot and they're like, this is not feeling right. And having someone like you share their story and their experiences and the tremendous growth that has happened after that is a reminder that, yeah, sure, this is what life was, but we can pivot and we can turn and we can evolve. And just because we pivot into one thing like yoga doesn't mean that that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can allow it to pivot into so many different into so many different areas. And your life proves that. And, you know, where you are now mentally and emotionally with yourself, your children, with your ex also proves that. And I think that that's so beautiful.
Well, thank you. I still love yoga. I probably make it to my mat once or twice a month. I'm not very good. I've been working more on nutrition versus exercise, just because I am so busy. But I still do make it to my mat, especially when I'm kind of having a day where I'm like, I'm feeling so crazy and out of alignment, and I really need to just like be and allow myself to like gain strength. It's kind of like, well, I know I have something I was going to share. It's sort of like when you're on the airplane, right? And they always say, put your own air mask on first. I feel like some people think it's you know, selfish. It's to go after your own goals or your own dreams, or it's selfish to put yourself first. And it's not. Honestly, like when you put your own air mask on first, or you dive inward to work on your goals and your dreams and your passion, you feed off into the people around you. And so you have to be strong yourself before you can be strong for those around you. And I feel like it's not selfish when you put your own air mask on first, or you dive into your purpose and your passion. You just become a better role model for your kids, a better spouse for your partner, a better friend to your friends, a better coworker to be with, right? Who wants to be around some coworker? That's one plus about being an entrepreneur. You kind of get to pick like and choose, you know, people you work with. So
Definitely. Well, this has been great. Do you have any closing thoughts before I close out?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. This was so much fun. It was fun to explore, fun to share. You know, what's very interesting is I don't really go to church, and I kind of started church hopping this weekend with a friend. We're going to try some different ones just to see like what's out there. And the message was basically like that the writing was on the wall, and that you should share your story. Like it does no good for God or universe or whatever to bring you these enlightening things without sharing it. And I was like, how weird. And I looked at my planner and I was like, oh, I'm doing that podcast about my story. How ironic.
Wow.
So so it's just ironic how kind of things, you know, happen to be. So thank you for letting me share my story. Hopefully it's will help someone either connect with me or help them, grow. And I'm here. So if anybody wants to, just please reach out to me. I'm here to collaborate.
100%, 100%. And I would love it if you were to put your, contact or website or anything in the threads of any of the things. I put it on my Facebook profile, and I put it on the original YouTube that we had. So anywhere else that you see fit, you can certainly tag yourself in any way that you see fit. Anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate the time that you put into this. I appreciate you being patient while we figured out the little blip there.
You handled it beautifully. I'm freaking out.
And I certainly hope that you'll be available, in the future to come on again and share other parts of your story or anything else that you have going on as your journey continues. So,
podcast Elevate Bliss, which I'm just kind of getting brave to have people on. So I'll try to have you on mine as well.
I would love it. I would love it. That would be great. So thanks so much for joining us here on Her Version. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here or at heraversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Do something awesome today. Much love.